Hi. So we saw in the past session how to build a conversion action. So basically, we saw how to do a conversion in the sense how to build a conversion action, and then we saw as to how to include that in the campaign. Right? We saw that first we need to have a global site tag, right? That's a one-time process, which you basically put it at the back end of the site, which stays there forever once you install it, so you don't have to do it over and over again. So global site tag, that you have to take the tag and put it at the back end of your website. I practically showed you as to how to put it in typically in a WordPress website, right? Then after that, you have your event snippet or your conversion tag. So each time you do a conversion, a different conversion, you have a unique event snippet which keeps on changing every time you do a conversion, basically. And that event snippet, you again have to put it at the back end of your website, right? And so after that, what you need to do is that once you build the conversion action, basically, you then need to include it in your campaign, and then it starts running. Okay, so once you publish the campaign, it runs, right? It runs fine. But you need to add, but after that, you need to check the report, the conversion report, right? So how you actually do it. So this is what we're going to see as to how we need to check the report, in the when you're actually doing conversion ad, basically. Okay. So let me jump into my Google Ad account. Okay. Okay, it's already signed in. Okay. So let me select one of the. Let me select this. So what we're basically going to do is that I'm going to show you as to how to check your conversion report, basically. Okay. So what you need to do now is that you click on this tools and settings. Okay. Scroll down. Okay. Now I need to click on conversions, right? So I need to click on conversions. Then what happens? Then it opens up my all the conversion actions that I had made, right? So now you'll see the entire list of conversion actions that I had made, and so these are all the conversion actions that I had made. Okay. Then what happens? And out of this conversion actions, I selected, say for example, in this conversion action, I would have selected for one campaign. This conversion action I would have selected for another campaign. So on and so forth. So basically, all these conversion actions I would have used in different campaigns. Okay. And of course, you can also have a conversion sets. So for example, I can have both this in one, and then I can make it as one under conversion sets. For example, this is a conversion set, but in this case, for example, if I would have taken this for one campaign, I would have taken this for another campaign, so on and so forth. Okay. Now what I want to show is that the conversion that actually happened. Now if you see this conversion action that I made for a campaign, which I included in the campaign, which is calls for ads, is the name of the conversion action that I made, right? It was for a phone call lead, basically. Okay. So what happened? Here, if you can see, I had 14 conversions. 14 conversions is what I got. Now, how I defined the conversion for this conversion action? Let me check. Like I said, there are different ways you define conversion action, right? Now, let me check as to how I define this conversion action for this campaign. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. Very importantly, call length. So what I have told Google for this campaign is basically, for this campaign in which I have used this conversion action is basically is that I have told Google is that only those people, only those calls basically who have been on the phone for at least 30 seconds will be one conversion. So there might be a number of calls, okay, but those calls will not be counted as a conversion if they they spoke to my business for less than 30 seconds, right? So meaning which in this case there were 14 clicks or 14 calls that happened at least for 30 seconds. So those 14 are nothing but conversions. So typically what happens when you're doing a campaign, there might be some 100 calls, okay, but those 100 calls might not be a conversion. Why? Because out of those 100 calls, only 14 people would have, would have been on the call for 30 seconds, right? And only those 14 are your conversions. But for the rest of the 100 minus 14, for example, 100 minus 14 is what? 86. Those 86 people did call you, but for you, it's not a conversion because for you, what is a conversion? Anybody who would have been on the call for at least 30 seconds, right? So, so here in this case, like you saw, if I again go back, how many calls? Again, click here. So here, so how many conversion I got? 14 conversions. As you can see, 14 conversions, all conversions. So meaning which 14 people call me on my business for at least 30 seconds. So that was the definition given to Google for this conversion in terms of the conversion basically, right? Yeah. So that was it, and let me check what was the attribution model I gave. Yeah. So here, last click was the attribution model, meaning the last click was what was given more importance. Okay. So that's about conversion report. So basically, that's how you need to check the report as to how many conversions you actually got at the end of the campaign, right? So in this case, I got how many conversions? 14 conversions, meaning which 14 calls that were made to me had stuck to my definition of a conversion, which was nothing but at least 30 seconds phone call, right? The rest of the people would have called me, yeah, would have called me, which is nice. But then for me, the rest of the people were not my conversions because they spoke to me maybe for 10 seconds or 15 seconds or 20 seconds, and they didn't meet the criteria of 30 seconds, right? So that's it. That's how you need to check the conversion report. Okay. Yes. So that's about it. Thanks again.